The Anzac Day clash at Football Park, the second of the double-header games. Sturt against North Adelaide. North Adelaide have won 3 this season, Sturt 2. Sturt just out of the 5, desperate for a win. Through goes Matthew Campbell. The ball comes out. A big chance for Poynton as he pushes the ball forward. In fact, yes, it was Poynton. Great kick from the boundary line coming back from Tony Antrobus, but only a point. The first score on the board in about 22 seconds of play. A good crowd here. A very good crowd, in fact, somewhere between 15 and 20,000.
McCarthy from fullback to the outer side. The wind blowing across into that side of the ground. People crammed up in the grandstand all the way around the oval. I'd say that we have a very exciting night being so close together. Ball hits ground. No one able to take it at this moment. It's a little bit slippery out there. A shower has just come across the ground. The wind blustery. In the early game, the players had a great deal of difficulty in controlling the ball, judging it from body to body. Now a chance for Sturt. Frosted is going for it, but he can't take it. Delina's there, he can't either. The ball just being pushed along the ground, a lot of pace. David Robertson, he's back in the side today. Kicks it forward, over Dietrich's head. Point trying to get back there. Looks as though he's carrying a leg a little bit. And the ball has hit the boundary post, or so it's the behind post, and it's out of bounds right next to the goal square. North a 1 point, Sturt yet to score.
Grenville Dietrich, he's kicked 31 goals this season. People are starting to ask, will he be added to the state squad? Roger Cliff took the ball out of the air, tried to handball it away, it didn't work. Frost got a kick away of sorts. Now Frank Spiel at centre half back. Oh, the handball far too quick. Trying to run through was Carl Delina. They've got a chance now through Smith. Wilmot way out from full forward. Klomp on the rebound. Brilliantly done, Klomp. Viney got the kick forward, right into the pocket. A bad bounce there for Riley. Walk got the ball. Back to Wilmot. Onto that left boot. Gee, not a bad shot at goal, but just offline. And a point as the rain comes down here at Football Park. 12 goals last week. They're calling him the Wizard out at Unley now. Wilmot, 1 point each.
Paul Arnold is playing it short. Out to the side. Trevor Clisby, natural left footer. Ball not carrying a long way with that breeze. Flies over the back. Coming across there for Sturt was Carl Delina. It just runs out of bounds on centre wing, outer side. Flags really flying very, very briskly this evening. Spiel in front. He gets a long knock back. Chance for David Frost as he comes across the ground. Klomp getting a lead. It's the second beautiful movement Klomp has done. Some of his play in that first bit of movement that Sturt, when they went forward, was excellent. Having not seen Robert Klomp this year, it's good to see him back in some of that form. Craig, he's sneaked down to that half-forward line from half-back, and he's going to get a free kick. I think John Riley's made a mistake, Peter. Doesn't happen too often. He's sat on top of Neil Craig.
I think I'd prefer to say the umpire may have been wrong, Robert. I'm not sure.
He's got to allow for plenty of right-hand side. He's going in short to Wilmot. Oh, what a beautiful kick. A great take. So Neil Craig up from half-back. Receives a free kick. And of course, what a great skilled player Neil is. He's found Ian Wilmot. His second kick. Plenty of right-hand side post, I'd say. No hope of that scoring. High in the air. Spiel coming through, fighting for the ball. Sturt player going down in the middle of the pack there. Looks like Viney barging through, trying to push bodies and ball and everybody. And there'll be a bounce down at the 4-minute mark of the first quarter.
Tough conditions here at Football Park, but as usual, the oval in supreme condition. Pretty slippery though. Spiel got the tap out. It was a good tap too. No Sturt players got a chance in that pack. North Adelaide players everywhere. The whistle goes again. 23 is David Wildy, who just walks to the defence side of this bounce. Redden over the top to John Riley. Cleverly puts the handball out. Hart was tackled very quickly. Riley off after it. There's Stephen Riley. Got the handball out. David Tiller. He's going to run it clear. Now Darryl Hart kicks long up to half forward. Clift is there. Runs straight under that ball. Winter tries to run it clear for the Blues. That ball appeared to be thrown out then. Players finding it hard out there, as you could imagine or would imagine in these slippery conditions.
They certainly are. Carl Delina couldn't put his hand on that ball, Peter. It came to him on a wet day. One Sturt player having a rest there on the ground. Looks like Andrew Winter, who's been floored. No, it's not Andrew Winter, because number 37 is back in the back pocket still. So we'll just check up who that player is on the ground for you. Looks as though he's in a little bit of trouble. He hasn't moved hardly a muscle. Meantime, it'll be Andrew Winter. So Winter it is kicking. That's a very good kick into the breeze too. Darryl Smith over his head and Tillers. Gives a little bit of pace from the wing. Beautiful movement forward. I don't know who that player was. And the stretch has been called for as Viney comes in. Nice control by Viney, and Wilmot gets another chance. He's already had one. This is his third kick.
I think it might be Wayne Kavanagh, Robert.
He certainly hasn't moved. Wilmot this time. That's a better kick. It's a bit of last week's form, so Sturt, first score, or first major score on the board, 1 goal. They've kicked 1 goal, 1, North 1 point.
Well, whilst the stretcher is being brought out to the injured Sturt defender there, we think it may be Wayne Kavanagh. Let's hope everything's okay with him. The ball went forward to Wilmot, and he's showing once again that not only is the ball moving down into the forward lines a lot better for him, but he's also playing a lot better. He's moving around a great deal, Wilmot, playing a lot better, getting to the ball, and most importantly, he's kicking straight. And there's Mervyn Kane. He'd be disappointed at this stage as we wait for the stretcher here at Football Park. North Adelaide a point, Sturt 1-1 on Seven's big lead. Sturt, North Adelaide 1 point as the Sturt defender there is being stretchered off the oval. He's being replaced by David I. Robert and I are reasonably certain that it's Wayne Kavanagh who's been taken off the oval. We've counted numbers. We didn't see him go down. We don't know what happened, but we're reasonably certain it is him. And I must say the medical people associated with the Sturt club took every precaution in putting him onto the stretcher and taking him off.
Bounce down again. It's Spiel that knocks it forward this time. Derryney with an opportunity. Coming across quickly from the wings, Matthew Campbell. Delightful kick forward into the half-forward line. It's gone straight through that line to Neil Craig. He controls it to Darryl Smith at centre wing, and Sturt are running again. They're confident at the moment. Smith's too slow, but he's pushed into the back. So Robertson has given a free kick away, probably feeling that the little push was worth it, just to slow the play down. Darryl Smith a little slow getting ball to boot. He also a very good kick, kicks it long in to David Wildy, and the mark has been paid to Wildy, and he's just in the back pocket for North Adelaide.
And he's a very good defender too, David Wildy. He's got about 5 friends down there too. They're pretty good in defence, North Adelaide. The big chap Parsons had it, then lost it. Smith, the painter, was very slick. Now Todd Viney, he's a very sure ball handler. That one went a fraction far, but I think you'll find that Delina is fighting for it on the ground. Yes, he's got it back to Viney. Now to Darrington, a better handball on that occasion. Klomp in the middle of the pack, couldn't get near the ball. Arnold goes this way, that away, and delivers beautifully to Robertson. He was clean bowled by it, but he's got a bit of time, and he's also pretty quick. Hart was very slick. Robertson tears away as Jarman comes in and does good work for him, but Robertson's kick is out on the full.
Certainly very careless by David Robertson, but I think that wind is very, very difficult to handle, to judge the ball alone. When you're putting it to foot, also very difficult to do. David Frost it is. He has no trouble kicking that some 50 metres. Viney from behind, he's in everything. Just kicked off the ground quietly there by the Sturt wingman in Hogarth. And Hart just runs it out of bounds quietly. No, it's not Hogarth at all that kicked out. It was Painter. He's taking his long sleeve Guernsey off, Peter. It's got me tricked. Didn't take him long to do that. Work up a bit of a sweat. Redden from behind, Spill from in front, and Spill knocks it back. Underwood, Painter, Sturt into attack again. Wilmot's there, but the ball just runs out of bounds in the pocket. Sturt 1-1, North a point.
10.5 minutes into this first quarter on Sevens Big League, and Wilmot is certainly a man with a lot of confidence now, and he's moving like a confident man. He's a good player. He's kicked over 100 goals, and you've got to have some ability to do that. Riley got rid of it to a North player. It went to Stephen Riley. Back it goes now towards Wieldy. He hooks it over the top. Jarman or Hart. The ball floated a bit, but Hart read it well, and he's got it at centre half back. Considering his options now, he may go to the outer side of the ground. He's indicated he wants to go long. Armfield is the runner. Darrington gets the better of the bounce, but Armfield played it well. Shot the ball out to Arnold. He's a long way from fullback. Back it goes now to Campbell. He uses the left boot and swings it in towards centre half forward. Big Dittrich is behind. Couldn't get near the ball at all. Here's a chance for Poynton. Watch him go. That's offline. Gee. He is a slick half forward, Robert, and you'd mortgage your house on that, wouldn't you?
You sure would, and David I slowed down. I think the umpire was going to play a free kick, and David I, he should have gone right on with the business then. He just let Poynton pick that ball up and then didn't put a tackle on him. Now we see Painter giving a lead to the grandstand side. It's ignored. And the kick for the outer side of the ground by McCarthy. No one over to take possession until Hart gets there. Across the ground. Hogarth coming in from behind Teller, but Teller's too good. Very good mark, held his ground. We've seen him this year play in the back pocket, one of his old positions. Gave Stephen Riley a run on the ball. This kick is a magnificent kick to the square. Dittrich from behind, in the back. McCarthy's free kick.
A couple of happy Sturt supporters. I think Grenville realised that push was just a little bit too much on that occasion. I think he was expecting the whistle. McCarthy goes out wide, and the rain is streaming down here at Football Park. Big Michael Redden's got the ball, and he tries to put it back to his colleague Ruckman, but in goes Darrington. Now Craig, nowhere to go, but he got the handball back. It missed Darrington. Now Frost, and he runs on the outer side of the ground and looks for Viney. It slips through that player's fingers, as you may well expect, and we'll see a throw in on the outer side of the ground. Sturt 1-1, North 2 points. A change for North Adelaide. Jarman's in trouble. It appears to be a left arm or shoulder. He's coming off through the interchange gate. He'll be replaced by Kim Klomp. Let's hope that all is well with Andrew Jarman. Sturt in again through Delina. Under the ball there is Klomp. It was thumped away. Now Smith. He's in a bit of trouble out there, but he got a shocking tackle against him from Matthew Campbell, and it'll be Smith's free kick.
Might have been a little lucky too. He ducked down, then he saw it coming. He went underneath him. Third kick to Darryl Smith. Carrying quite well into the breeze too. Sturt doing a good job in this early part of the game. Wildy though, calm as ever in defence. Handball by Antrobus. Onto the ground. Spill's there. And the free kick has been given away by Frank Spill. And that free kick will be taken by Michael Armfield. 50 metres. Nice kick to centre. Looking for the big fella passes. He's got the height on Frost, but he can't hold this. Wet ground won't help him. Smith can't take it. In comes Hart. He's in everything as usual. Then pulls it back underneath his body and he's running it on. A little bit scrambly. Hart again. Over the top. Darren Jarman. Into the pocket to Poynton. He dummies beautifully. Comes back on his natural foot and gives Grenville a chance, but it's not going to carry it. In fact, the wind bringing it back the other way. Just shows how much it swirls. It curled back into the breeze then. Neil Craig. Now an opportunity for Sturt.
McCarthy kicks away for the Blues, and Neil Craig's playing brilliantly across half-back. Robertson kicks it off the ground. He's got the pace. Sturt player going with him. Robertson fighting for the ball. He was legged. The umpire saw it, umpire Kinnear, and that was against Martin, who's indicating to the umpire, what about the whack in the head? I think the umpire paid the first one then. Robertson's fifth kick, a good return, although a couple of them have been off centre. That ball is kept in. clomp a long way down from centre half forward. Martin's on his own now. He'll mark that. It's good effort because that ball carried late. Now he's looking up forward. He wants Wilmot. If he went over the top of Wilmot, if he was good enough, he'd have Winter on his own, or Walk in fact. Winter's back pocket. Now a chance for Stephen Riley. He's in trouble. The handball came out. Tony Antrobus. Jarman, Darren Jarman. Andrew Jarman has left the field. Grenville Dietrich, beautifully met. Hooks it around the corner. Brilliantly done, Grenville Dietrich, but not quite far enough on the hook. And a point. And he shows that he's not just a mark and kick man. He can do a few other things as well.
He certainly can. What a wonderful movement by the big fellow. Came from behind McCarthy. McCarthy looked as though he might be lacking a yard, in fact, on that particular play. We'll see as the game goes on. Tony McCarthy to the outer side. Frank Spiel now. He just runs into a little bit of space, which has been created there. Painter coming across quickly, leaves it behind. Spiel picks it up. Wouldn't surprise me if Painter did that deliberately, actually. He's pretty cagey. Smith, Derrington. Now an opportunity to through Craig. He evades, gets it to Smith again. Sturt running it very well. He's out there. You don't see any better than that. Better area, I mean. Jim Derrington. Oh, lovely half volley on the half-back line. Magnificent take. Only John Riley could do that, but guess who it is? John Riley.
And he got it out to Antrobus. He shrugged the tackle pretty well, and he brings it to grandstand side. Trevor Clisby, here's a big chance now. David Robertson will get it next. And he'll run a fair way. He'll have a shot at goal, David Robertson. He's got it in the pocket. Beautiful kick. What a great kick at goal, Robertson. Magnificent goal. His first. North Adelaide 1-3, Sturt 1-1.
So Sturt with an opportunity through the centre. They had everything under control. And suddenly Darryl Smith, something went wrong. He didn't coordinate. He missed the ball and the run stopped. North Adelaide retrieved after a magnificent half volley by John Riley. He accepted a free kick, rebounded it, and David Robertson, that's a great run up there by the speedy North Adelaide follower. He's on the wing this evening, and he's kicked the North Adelaide first goal to put them 2 points in front.
1-1 Sturt, North Adelaide 1-3, 17 minutes gone on Sevens Big League in the first quarter. Darren Jarman to the pocket. Hart couldn't mark the ball. The Sturt defenders now through. Andrew Winter will run it clear. He uses the left boot, and he finds the line. Not a bad kick, actually, because Matthew Campbell was the only player there. So there'll be a throw-in, right half-forward flank for North Adelaide. It's been a good quarter of football in these conditions. Frank Spiel taps it out. A chance now for Campbell. Big kick up forward, but that's going out on the full, in the forward pocket, and the free kick will be taken by Andrew Winter.
Andrew Winter, brother of Bruce, who plays in the back pocket for the Redlegs, going for his third kick. The last one he had was a delightful kick. This is also very good into a pretty strong breeze. Spawned away by Darren Jarman. Frost returns the compliment, gets it back into the centre of the ground. Stirred into attack through Underwood. Over the top. Viney. He's been caught. Lovely run by Riley. He's on a good player this evening, Todd Viney. That's sheer power. Stephen Riley handballs to Paul Arnold. He's caught in the corner. I've heard of heading for the hills. I think that's called heading for the boundary.
I'll tell you what, it was a wise decision. He summed up everything pretty well, though. I think the old brain worked out about 5 moves before he ran across the line. That was the last of the alternatives. The last frontier. Martin got it out to Viney. It's a quick kick forward, and not a bad kick either. He's kicked a goal. Oh, great kick, Viney. His third kick, first goal. Sturt 2-1, North Adelaide 1-3.
Oh, Todd Viney's an electrifying player. John Riley's going to realise he can't give him even a quarter of a centimetre's movement this evening, because he's on a player probably with the same amount of power as he himself has. And so in this first quarter, we've seen some very, very good football. Sturt are well in there, kicking into a very strong breeze.
And it is a top game of football here on Sevens Big League as Cliff gets the tap down. A chance for Parsons. He's at centre half forward. Antrobus, a bit of magic out there to Tiller. In comes Smith. Smith taps it along the ground. Craig is beaten to the ball by Antrobus again. Robertson tried to get rid of Craig, but Antrobus is going to get the free kick. Took one of the all-time great marks last week, Tony Antrobus at Adelaide Oval. This is his third kick this evening. He puts it up high. In comes Parsons. Gee, nearly marked that ball. Away goes Reid. Kicks it to centre wing. Riley tapped it over the top. Brilliantly done, Riley. Cliff did a good job on Viney in the interim. And through goes Parsons, without the ball, of course. Clomp's in there fighting for it. Darren Jarman got the handball out. Poynton's got the run of it, but it'll be taken away from him. Robertson again with sheer electrifying pace in that pocket. Hooks it back. Will it go far enough? It went past McCarthy. Big Grenville. Has he got the pace? Against Painter. Oh, great work by Painter and also Dietrich. He really dived on that ball then.
Campbell now. He recovers for North Adelaide. That's some beautiful evasion. He goes in short. There's a half volley take up there, but I think the umpire's decided to pay the mark. Sturt player's not at all impressed, so David Tiller it is to take the mark in the forward pocket. Spectators likewise not impressed. They'll be less impressed if he gets onto one of his best kicks. It's his second kick. It's right into the square. Spill coming out. In front, Clomp, he can't take it. Reed's going to get his hands on the ball first as he falls down. Frost tapping it out in front of Derrington. Derrington kicks off the ground. Almost a kicking in danger. Hart in short. Darryl Smith. Umpire calls play on this time. Well, the Sturt crowd believe it was the same as the last one. That doesn't make it right. So it's out of bounds in North Adelaide's forward pocket. Sturt at 2-1-13, leading the Roosters 1-3-9.
Gee, if looks could tell, that Sturt supporter. Ooh. Andrew Winter, a slick handball out. They're going to run it out now through Craig. He runs through half-back. He's probably Sturt's best player in the first quarter, Neil Craig. John Riley kicks it high. No North Adelaide player home. Craig under the ball. Out comes Painter. Hogarth's on centre wing. Can't take the mark, but he's playing it pretty well. Oh, Robertson dived on the ball. Clisby did it well. Good smother by Clomp. Derrington was good work as well. And Painter. Todd Viney's on centre wing. He slipped over. He's good enough, though, to get up. Passes off, and that's well done to Walk. Walk's got it at right half forward flank for the Blues. Hogarth might be used next. No, he won't be. It goes further to Clomp. Clisby got his hand to it. Pushes it to the line, and we'll see a throw in right half forward flank for the Blues. They're leading 2-1 to North, 1-3. 22 minutes into this first quarter. Maybe this breeze is straight across the ground now. The flags are certainly coming straight from the west. Wildy up high, just knocks it down. Walk takes for Sturt. Clomp coming through the pack. He's held on to whilst not in possession. But I think the umpire was unsighted on that occasion. He got a couple of players between him and Clomp. So it'll be a bounce down. Sturt have got it inside half forward. Derrington standing back on centre wing in the back play this evening, I noticed, not running up with the ball as the Rovers often do. Martin kicks forward in front of Wilmot, and it's out of bounds again. I also noticed Spill back across centre, and he stayed in that position even when North Adelaide were in attack tonight. He didn't run into defence. He stayed back across centre on the ruckman. Klopp doing the ruck work up forward with Clisby. Darren Jarman puts a hand on it, only as far as Viney though. He's got the pace. He beats Arnold. Kicks it in short, it's touched, and Wildy clears to the outer side of the ground. Campbell trying to get under the ball, couldn't mark it. Delina's in hot pursuit, but Campbell's pretty quick as well. Parsons on his own, 4 Sturt players out there, and he holds ground though, and there'll be a throw in just the attack side of centre wing on the outer side of the ground for North Adelaide. The big chap playing at centre half forward this evening, Redden sharing ruck duties with Roger Clift. Bennett, of course, not in the North Adelaide side. Handball comes out. Clomp, that's high. He doesn't really mind that though, Clomp. He's pretty rough and ready. He's going to go long. The ball holding up now. Redden, Poynton. Sturt player couldn't mark the ball, and it's run into the pocket, so we'll see a throw in. Coach McNoonan almost motionless there in the coach's box. Michael Redden, number 42. Number 4 for the Blues there is Frost. Redden goes up high, pulls it back. Reed couldn't get through the pack. The tackle's applied, and we'll see another bounce down, probably 30 metres from the North Adelaide goal. I think we're going to see a lot of this sort of play this evening with this slippery ground. We're approaching time on in the first quarter. Frost going for the knock. Just knocked down into that little group again as Winter taps it out. Nice take by Smith. He tries to get it across to Derrington, with the ball skidding off the ground and out of bounds in the forward pocket for North Adelaide. North at 1-3, Sturt at 2-1 on 7's big league here at Football Park. Doubleheader today. This is the late game. History being made. Night match for league points. Hart gives it to Parsons. He recovers it after a fumble. And then once again,
in the dead pocket, the ball just flying out of bounds. North Adelaide can't get it out of that pocket. They'd like to have it right in front of the goal square, I think, where Grenville could get an attack on it.
Big crowd here at Football Park on Anzac Day, enjoying the match, or Anzac Eve, we should say. The left boot. Big Grenville uses the body, uses it well, and it's a goal. Great work, Grenville Dietrich, and a big kick by Kim Klomp with the left boot. Sees North Adelaide hit the front. 2-3 to Sturt, 2-1.
Well, that was a great bit of play then by Klomp with the kick, but then Grenville Dietrich just shows you to the man, he's got a great football brain, he's got a great appreciation of his position in front of that goal square, and he just stood his ground, held McCarthy out and let it run through for full points.
I feel sorry for McCarthy. Redden down to Smith. The Darrington kick smothered. Painter kicks off the ground. That was very intelligently done. Wildy comes in. Walker was who smashed it further afield. It's in the Sturt forward pocket area. There's a high tackle, not seen. A throw also not seen. A lot of things not being seen out there at the moment, and the umpire is going to bounce it. Left forward pocket for the Blues. And it has been a top quarter of football in these conditions. The players showing extra skills to cope with them. Good players are even better in these conditions as Frank Spill smashes it to the line, and we'll see a throw in that left forward pocket position for the Blues.
Spills into the forward line for Sturt now. Smith's the one who stayed back. They've gone for a bit of height up there. Spill just lets it run over the top. Handball out there by Armfield, didn't find its mark. Walks caught with the ball. Flies out. Round the body, Martin. Arnold's run into the goal. And it's hit the behind post and gone out of bounds. Those Sturt supporters could say that was within a metre or two all the way. Another throw in. Spill in front. Bashes it towards Wilmot. Great play by Wilmot. Spill to Wilmot. Wilmot to Martin. Martin gets his first goal. Sturt third. 3 goals, 1 they are. Leading North 2-3 on Sevens Big League.
Well, the North Adelaide defenders are pointing at each other, saying whose man was that? I don't know whether Frank Spill meant the smash, but it certainly paid off. It went straight to Wilmot, as quick as you like to Martin, and his kick, a reflex kick, was the kick for the goal, and it brought up exactly that. 3-1 the Blues, North Adelaide 2-3 on Sevens Big League.
Clift in the ruck for North Adelaide against Spiel. Clift just lays it back and in close. Hart comes around to take possession. He's tackled by Painter. Smith into the half-forward line. Riley's caught up, but Stephen Riley backs up John Riley. Coming through is Martin. Across it goes to Galena. He's got an opportunity to bring it into the pocket. Wilmot's there with Arnold.
Robert, incredibly, Robert Klomp and his brother Kim are involved in a crook old stoush at centre-half forward.
No love lost. It's not a good family that can't have a good scrap. Darren Jarman. Michael Parsons. Spill after him. Runs straight past him, the big fellow. Taps it back towards Frost. And the ball just out of bounds. And the player at half forward that went down was Jeffrey Martin. But I think he's up. I think he's been winded.
He wasn't winded, Robert. That's where the Klomp family feud started. Kim Klomp collected Martin, and that's when it started. Grenville Dietrich is being paid this time. The big chap got it. He used just a little bit of body then. First time he did it was just a fraction too much. I think he learned from that one. He's got it now, though, the big fella. He's a folk hero out at Prospect. This is his second kick. He has booted 22 goals in the last 2 weeks. That's his first for tonight. North back in front, 3-3 to Sturt, 3-1.
Well, it's not always height that counts, of course, and taking a good overhead mark. As we saw then, Grenville Dietrich using his breadth, I suppose you call it, his thickness, whatever you like to say, to hold himself underneath that ball, just chesting out Tony McCarthy so that he couldn't come back under the line of flight. And Grenville settled himself to take a well-judged mark. And of course, his kicking is so accurate these days, he very rarely misses. I remember we often criticised him for his looseness at one stage early in his career.
Back to the centre. What a quarter of football. It's had everything. Even a family feud. Down goes Hart. He's going to get a free kick because he didn't have the ball on that tackle. And Darryl Hart will go as long as he can. Up towards centre-half forward. Redden uses the body. In comes Parsons. Craig's in there fighting hard. Also Poynton. Now umpire's going to ball it up, though, at centre-half forward. He's getting back to that incident. Kim Klomp came through very hard, collected Martin, who went down. Robert Klomp came in, and it was on between Robert and Kim. Parsons smashes it down towards Grenville Dietrich. He's fighting for the ball, taps it out. Poynton tries to pick it up. There's players everywhere, and the umpire will bounce it again.
Certainly very desperate at the moment, the football. Players keen to stop either side getting the run because they're both good sides when they're moving the ball. North Adelaide has been a wonderful side the last couple of years. Sturt in the last couple of weeks. So at quarter time on Sevens Big League. North 2 points in front. They're 3-3-21, leading Sturt 3-1-19. Great first quarter here at Football Park on Anzac Day between Sturt and North Adelaide. North leading 3-3-3-1 at the start of the second quarter. And away they go through Darren Jarman into the half-forward line. Winter spoils away, gives Eye an opportunity. Kavanagh went off for Eye to come on. He started on the interchange bench. Frost from half-back for Sturt. Underwood, he can't control it. Delina with an opportunity, takes it out towards Spiel. Klomp coming in. Tapped away to Campbell. He's tackled when he wasn't in possession. No free kick. Spiel doesn't want it. Armfield's trying. He's got one arm and got a leg to it somehow. I don't know which way he did that. Darren Jarman. Worked quite well tonight, Peter.
Certainly has, Robert. That's his 5th kick, in fact. His brother Andrew went off in the first quarter with what appeared to be a left arm or shoulder injury. At this stage, we've got no report on that injury, but we'll certainly have something about it soon. Kinnear, umpire Kinnear, that is, at right half-forward flank. Smashed further afield by Poynton, only as far as David Frost. Not the best kick I've seen from David Frost. Kicked it out on the full. It's just about marked down there by a North Adelaide trainer. Andrews will take the free kick. Shoots it high and long for Big Grenville. He did everything but mark the ball. Eye, Craig and Hogarth. Ran it beautifully. Painter provides extra run. The Hogarth handball was spot on. Painter uses the right boot. Wildy is down there. Couldn't mark the ball on the real bound. And out comes Smith. Andrews coming in very hard on Smith. Straight towards him. And the umpire said Smith got a high one. Now Smith didn't even know about that. Did not have a clue that he was going to get a free kick. So, Robert, I'd suggest that whatever the umpire saw didn't in fact happen.
Darryl Smith pretty happy about it. Andrew Jarman has not come back onto the ground. He's not in the bench, as is Wayne Kavanagh. They've lost a player each, the two teams this evening. Klomp is besieged, allowing Tiller to come away with the ball. High to the centre of the ground. Players settling themselves. Craig can't get it. Delina's tackled. Klomp comes in, throws the ball away. Frost with a half-hearted knocker on the ground, only as far as passes. He doesn't want it either. Klomp kicks it off the ground. Frost, and he's tripped. So Frost on his right leg, going across the middle of the ground. Beautiful placement of the kick too. Hogarth, Michael Hogarth. What Painter's doing up here, I do not know. He's been everywhere. And he's as accurate as you can find Todd Viney. Something's gone wrong with Todd Viney. It almost looked as though he pinched a knee then. That was interesting, unless the ball came a bit hard and hit him right in the stomach and winded him a little bit. So all is quiet. He's having a big deep breath here. Maybe it did just wind him. Might have just hit him in the diaphragm. Viney, kick number 6. The wind just curling it across. Sturt 3-2-20. North 3-3-21.
Yes, he's just holding that rib cage area there on his right-hand side, so he may have got a bit of a pinch there. Arnold shoots it into the pocket. Could be danger for North Adelaide. No, Wildy backs up. Well, Arnold backs up, gets it from Wildy, shoots it out wide, and in fact that's gone out, but not on the full, so we'll see a throw in. 3-3 North Adelaide, Sturt 3-2 on Sevens Big League. It was certainly a great first quarter. Had a lot of drama, 2 great goals, one from Robertson, one from Viney. Some fine marking, particularly one by Dietrich, as Painter shoots it back. Gee, that ball's curling around again. Klomp in there hard, showed courage. Viney working hard. A throw out. Jarman's on the end of it. He runs through the centre of the ground. Campbell backs up. Plenty of run from North Adelaide. Campbell shoots it up high. Poynton's there, so is Big Grenville. Used the body but couldn't mark the ball. Holding it there is McCarthy. The umpire finally decides to bounce it at 35 metres from goal. Right half forward flank for North Adelaide. Parsons at centre half forward does the ruck work. Hart has got front spot, working the ball now. Kim Klomp for North Adelaide. That's a good kick. Gives Grenville a chance. Goes over that player. Well done, Roger Cliff. Oh, he's a ruckman and he roved it. 1 goal, Roger Cliff. North Adelaide 4-3, Sturt 3-2.
And Peter Reid came in then, tried to lend a hand. Grenville Dietrich, of course, is proving to be too strong in that goal square. And then Cliff coming in from the side, just behind Reid. He took advantage of the opportunity. Didn't panic either when he got his hands on it. Just settled himself and just ran the goal through. So North 4-3, Sturt 3-2.
5 minutes gone in this second quarter. The game coming from Football Park. Anzac Eve on Sevens Big League as Smith kicks it into the forward line for the Blues. Arnold too quick for Wilmot. The handball goes back. Clisby involved. Now Armfield. Another handball comes out towards John Riley. Tiller will get it next as Riley goes sprawling out of the arena. Tiller kicks it up towards Kim Cobb. Craig's in front. Did it well, Craig. Recovered to Frost. Frost will clear for the Blues. Gee, that's a beautiful clearing kick. Clisby couldn't mark the ball. Walk fighting hard for it. Also John Riley. Underwood snares the ball. Oh, a wild handball. Sees Robertson intercept. Martin's after him. Stephen Riley's out there. Gee, the pace is on. Arnold made the mistake. Did he get a trip or didn't he? The umpire calls play on. It's in the right forward pocket. It comes out to Todd Viney. He check-sized the ball, but he's kicked it out. Well, they had a chance, Robert.
He kicked it out of sight. He's kicked it about 30 metres around. He missed the spin altogether. It's bad play by Todd, actually. He could have run right out to the front of the 10-metre square then and kicked a little left footer quite easily. Spiel now. He gives Viney another chance. Viney's running on the spot. He's worked hard. Quick handball back to Walk. But he's unable to capitalise. So behind to Sturt. They're 3-3. North are 4-3. One straight kick the difference.
Well, Todd Viney's had 7 kicks so far, and that's a lot of kicks for a player on John Riley. And there is Andrew Jarman. We have no injury report at this point. Arnold looking for Antrobus, finding that player. 5th kick to Tony Antrobus. Redden and Spiel. Klomp came in and worked hard for that. Delina, Klomp. Oh, strong body, Klomp. Derrington is put down. No free kick. Antrobus through, played for it, didn't get it. Viney again working hard. The ball comes out to Campbell. He runs through the centre of the ground. Gee, he's got long steps, that Campbell. Winter's back there and he read that superbly.
Gee, that was reminiscent of a Winter mark, that one. Magnificent judgment by Andrew Winter. He goes for Darryl Smith. He's at centre half back. He tries a left footer. He's got Delina on the wing. Spill makes an opportunity, but Delina takes advantage of the space created and goes right across the ground towards Jeff Martin. Martin in front. It is he who's playing. Tiller knocks out of his hands. Martin carries on. This is great footy in the second quarter. There's players hitting each other, riding bumps. No one prepared to go to ground unnecessarily. We've seen some great recovery plays. This crowd enjoying every moment of this game.
Sturt certainly quicker since the last time I saw them. The players they've brought in are pretty quick. Comes out to Armfield. Uses the left boot. Robertson and Hogarth. Hogarth's that quick he can go with Robertson, which certainly says something. Michael Hogarth, not a bad player. Robertson kicked a great goal in the first quarter. Hogarth's second kick to Smith. Smith will go long. The lead is from Wilmot. He's in front. Recovers well. Shoots out the handball, but not a good one. Went over the top of Delina. The rain comes down again. Down went Wilmot. Away goes Stephen Riley. He goes short, but he's kicked it out on the full. The pace is certainly on here at Football Park. North Adelaide are 4-3, Sturt are 3-3. And this will be the 8th kick to Darryl Smith. Always a big kick winner for the Blues, and he does more than just get kicks too, I can tell you. John Riley to Stephen Riley. He kicks it up over centre wing. There's David Ide. Gee, that was a good move by Kim Klomp to stop him from playing on then, because Craig was ready. Kim Klomp's a pretty rugged player. Over the top of Delina. Matthew Campbell again picking up some important kicks in this quarter. He's had 10. The big chap Parsons couldn't mark the ball. Andrew Winter threw it away. Campbell again. He's having a feast. Poynton. He's good enough to recover. Don't worry about that. He might get a free kick. No, the umpire says play it on. Craig comes away for the Blues.
He goes to centre wing, and guess who's there? Matthew Campbell. He's beaten everything this quarter. Sturt not as accurate as they were. David Walk coming off the ground. Paul Hogarth coming on. Campbell into the pocket. Poynton with an opportunity. That was a little bit better than his last effort. The other one seemed comparatively easy compared with that mark, which was a fine one. Poynton, fourth kick. Injury last year after a great debut with the Roosters. Kicks the ball high into the square. Dietrich from behind, he's up there. McCarthy just keeps him under the ball enough. Hart now, he loves the goals. Gets the ball away quickly to Darren Jarman. Should be an easy one for him, but he's kicked it across his body and through for a point. North 4-4, Sturt 3-3 on Sevens big league.
So I think Michael Poynton is having a little bit of trouble with one of his knees. He's had trouble with both over the years. A very good player. McCarthy kicks to himself. In fact, it's David Frost kicking off at fullback. Clift and Spiel through the pack beautifully. Underwood comes over though to Darren Jarman. He got it back. Couldn't get the left boot to it. Darryl Hart did that well, Darryl Hart. Armfield's a long way down from half-back. He might kick a goal. No, he kicked it like a half-back. Although in these conditions, that sort of kick, it was low trajectory, and you're all about it. 4-5 North Adelaide, Sturt 3-3.
Yes, Peter, perhaps that kick was a good kick. He kicked to the right-hand side. One would have expected a bit of a curve. He kicked it too well. Tony McCarthy, straight up the centre. Craig high. Darryl Hart sharking the ball behind the pack where he knew it was going to slide. Now an opportunity for the speedster Robertson. He kicks it high. Well, he might point and coming from behind. And he's got it. So David Ide, who's come onto the ground to replace Wayne Kavanagh, I think giving Michael Poynton a bit of latitude and also a little bit of height. And that height advantage, Poynton has taken advantage of on the last two occasions. At the 12-minute mark of the second quarter, North of 4-5, Sturt of 3-3, and this is an important goal for the Roosters. He's kicked it right across his body and he's missed. So North 4-6, Sturt 3-3. There's no doubt about it. If you're kicking him straight into the teeth of that wind which blows through those goals, it's no easy task, Peter.
Yes, I'd agree with that, Robert, and I must say, every player out there needs to be congratulated so far on the skills they're showing. Some brilliant football here at headquarters. McCarthy goes out wide. Spiel in front, went for the smash, but it was Roger Clift who recovered. Robertson got it out very quickly. Kim Klomp couldn't pick the ball up. Robertson, oh, he's a racehorse. He ran that ball from just the attack side of centre wing into the pocket with sheer brute pace. He is a good player. He'd be in my side. He's had 9 kicks so far, and that's a great return. Andrew Winter into the pocket. We'll see another throw in. Roger Clift, David Robertson, Kim Klomp and Grenville Dietrich have been the goal scorers for North Adelaide. Mervyn Kane there flanked by Sandy Nelson. Antrobus put the head down and tried to run through, but it didn't work. Reid, super handball to Darrington. Another one will come out now to Delina. He runs through centre wing, brings it to the centre of the ground, but there he is again, Matthew Campbell. If they want to stop him getting kicks, they better cut the string. Well done there by Martin, but Campbell got it back again. And Robertson, gee, they know who to give it to. Hart, this way, that away, in trouble. Darrington, Craig, went over that player, Painter, beautifully back to Darrington. Sturt out of trouble again. The open space at centre-half forward, the pace is on. Wildy, 'Wildy, 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 ' And good work by Todd Viney to keep it in Sturt's forward line.
It's a great advantage if you've got a player up in that half-forward line like Viney. Such a great accelerating power. Of course, his ability then just to make the grade on Wildy to just push him off balance. He's kept the ball in the Sturt attacking area. It'll be Klomp and Clisby. Clisby behind, he's too tall. Jarman, very nice handball to Hart. Hart, the ball really curling in the breeze from the big fellow Parsons. He made a lot of ground then. Nice take for a man of his size, for a man of any size, in fact. Michael Parsons, been a little bit quiet this early part of the game. It's his second kick. Players starting to feel a bit of a pinch. There's been a lot of pace on. Reid knocks it on to Smith. Smith quickly to Craig, but it's intercepted. Klomp comes in. He's tackled as the handball comes towards Campbell. He can't take possession. Spiel. Delina. Craig, that's the fourth time I've counted this time. Quarter that Craig's been given a ball that's been too high that he just can't get his fingers on. Smith into full forward. Wilmot in front. Ball runs clear. It's an opportunity for the Blues. If they can get a run at the ball, they can't. They're still coming though. Martin trying his heart out. Viney diving on top of it, and the umpire says, I'll have it.
Gee, some great defensive work back there. Sturt not quite able to convert. Here's the Sturt bench. 6 scoring shots to 10. I think North have had perhaps more opportunities up forward. Viney couldn't get his boot to the ball, but he's still there fighting. So we'll see another bounce. In fact, it was Underwood. Andrew Underwood, the player on the bottom of the pack. Klomp. Robert Klomp up high. Hart. Kick away. He was pushed off balance. Viney again. In trouble. Holding the ball. Great tackle. One of the best tackles in the business there. John Riley. Got it out to Tiller. Tiller to centre wing. Parsons and Frost. Frost back on it pretty well. He had it for quite a while there. No one grabbed him. And the umpire's going to bounce it on centre wing. North 4-6, Sturt 3-3. Football Park on 7's big lead.
David Frost panicked a little bit then when he went to ground. Just lost his cool for a moment where the ball was. A little push in the back end by Michael Parsons. He's found someone just about his own height. Frank Spiel. Oops, that's a shocking kick. He didn't quite have an airy, but he did his best. David Robertson and Michael Hogarth. Robertson's got some pace, my word. Spiel tries to blow. It's a great take by Reid. A flying ball. He took it as clean as a whistle. Here's a chance for Delina to Craig. Craig's played very well. Smith, can he kick it straight? No, he can't kick it straight. He'd have straightened his body up. I think that was a certain goal then. But it's gone out of bounds on the full, just alongside the right-hand goal post. North of 4-6, Sturt of 3-3. It's been a very, very tight game. I think the players are just losing that little bit of pace and power that they had early. It was a furious pace for the first quarter. Arnold goes in short. It's a great mark by Robertson too. High into the air. Try Wildy. He'll love me for saying that. He'd love to have the pace of David Robertson, Peter.
We all would, Robert. Wildy's 5th kick. Spiel from behind, smashes it to the line, and it's at right half forward flank, and we'll see a throw-in in that position. There's only 9 points in it. Pretty hard to tell what the breeze is doing. It's going every which way. A swirling sort of a breeze. The umpire is indicating it's a Frank Spiel free kick. Umpire Rick Kinnear. 4th kick to Big Frank. Puts it up in the air. Wilmot on a lead. Won't get that far. There's another mark there. Robert Klomp took it. Oh, that's experience. He knew where to be. In front and in front. Be happy to know his former side, Carlton, beat the Dons today. His 3rd kick sets it up. Just offline. A point only. Sturt 3-4. North Adelaide 4-6.
18.5 minutes into the first quarter. Second quarter. Gee, the game's going faster than I thought. Paul Arnold from fullback. Just going for a short kick to John Riley. He's done a great job on Todd Viney. In fact, they've had a great duel. Both of them have had their moments. It's the sort of rivalry you'd expect for two great players with their movement and their tenacity at the ball. Spiel in front, and it's Cliff behind who taps it towards Hart. Here's Viney now. Hart's too good in front, position holds ground very well and then slides over the boundary line under the tackle of Paul Hogarth. He's come off the interchange bench. He's just letting everybody know he's out there.
You've got to be careful. He mightn't be out there too much longer. I like the look of Michael Hogarth. He's got plenty of pace. He's on a good player, though, in Robertson. It's good to see young Paul Hogarth on the ground, too. The ball comes out. There's Paul Hogarth, number 47. He might get a free kick. He will. He deserved it. He was the man in front, trying to make the play. He's a pretty tough-looking player. This will be his first kick this evening. Built a bit like Kevin Harris. He's obviously aiming to kick the goal. Now you can see the angle, beautifully picked up there by our big league cameras. If he kicks that, it'll be a star. The breeze is pulling it back. The punch comes from the middle of the pack and it rolls over the line for another throw-in. Right, full forward pocket there for the Blues. You get no idea of the breeze by looking at the flags because each and every one of them is going in a different direction. Big pack of players around the ball. Couldn't possibly get out and the umpire will bounce it.
It's about 20 metres from the Sturt goal. Play's lost that fire and the ball's not moving anywhere near as quickly as it was. Wilmot in front. It's just tapped through for a rush behind the Sturt. Sturt 3-5, North 4-6. Paul Arnold comes to the grandstand side again. Only this time I think the skid's going to beat his teammate Darryl Hart. He did that same kick a few moments ago. The players were able to make the grade, but not this time. And so the free kick will be taken by Andrew Underwood. He's been fairly quiet tonight. He's played very well the last few games. The umpire's called play on. The ball must be out of bounds. If you're out of bounds when you're called to play on, then you take your next step. That's it. A little bit of experience there needs to be learnt by the young fellow. Frank Spill's up in the forward line now for Sturt to do a bit of ruck work for them. Oh, that's a great knock. Gives it to Hogarth, gets it from Painter. Derrington, Hogarth, Paul Hogarth. He's tripped. I'm not sure whether he tripped himself as he went over the fallen log. Paul Hogarth, half forward. He sees a lead and he goes for that lead. It was Martin that gave it to him. Viney's out there on the ground. John Riley's there too. What a great player he is. The ball comes out to Darren Jarman and away goes Robertson through the centre. Electrifying pace and a magnificent kick. It's carrying all the way through Winter. Anthrobus, he can't pick it up. Poynton, here's his chance. I think the size tell the story. 4-7 to North, 3-5 to Sturt.
Gee, that is an indication of how quickly North can do it. It started from a John Riley handball. I'd say it took about 7 seconds to get there. Amazing speed. And David Robertson, can he move? The back of the pack, the runners. Craig is on the end of that. Kicks it up to the lead of Hogarth. Here over the top, beautifully disposed by Neil Craig. He put it over the top of those players. He saw that Hogarth was running back. All he had to do was turn around. And there's no doubt that Neil Craig back in this Sturt side means so much. And Paul Hogarth, he could not be but impressed. Having just come onto the ground, this is his third kick. In fact, his second shot at goal. Plenty of punch in that kick. Oh, just offline with it. And they're not easy to kick tonight. Sturt 3-6, North Adelaide 4-7 on Seven's big lead.
Well, the great skills of Neil Craig off the boot. It's great to see. He and David Robertson are also supplying some wonderful kicking. High kick to the outer side. There's David Robertson. Player out there's Michael Hogarth. He's got the pace to stay with it. But they're all just fighting at the moment. Everyone dying to get a little inch on the other person, which I call a centimetre these days. North Adelaide fan there. Just looking to see who that player was. I need a loan of his budget. Frank Spill, a magnificent knock to Neil Craig. Derrington. He goes in short to half forward. Hogarth recovering. Having come onto the ground, he's just got that little bit in him. Viney's caught, gives the handball away. Off hands from Hogarth. Picked up by Wilmot. John Painter is usually magic off the boot. He's hit the bottom of the post as it just trimmed a couple of, what will I say, flakes of paint off, Peter.
Yes, it was close, Robert. Well, if John Painter can't kick them, no one can, because he's probably the best exponent of the kick in this competition. Delina and Campbell. Also Clisby, he was pushed, but not sufficiently, said the umpire. Klomp got it back, but the Sturt player there couldn't pick it up. Carl Delina. We'll see a throw in, left half forward flank for the Blues. Over the top it goes. Painter smashes it forward, but Kim Klomp got it. There he is again. Matthew Campbell. Armfield, the left boot, brings it to grandstand side. Andrew Winter and Hart. Well played, Darryl Hart. And he's going to get a free kick for being held on to, and this will be his ninth. He's aiming for big Grenville, but Poynton's back there as well. Over the top, Grenville, has he got pace? Free kick he gave away then to McCarthy. Craig, I think he might let that roll out, so we'll see a throw in just in front of the scoreboard. Left half forward flank for North Adelaide. Approaching time on. North Adelaide lead by 1 goal, 31-25.
Frank Spiel and Roger Clift. We haven't seen much of Mick Redden this quarter. I don't know whether he's off or I've just lost him. I don't think he's sitting on the interchange bench. He's certainly having a rest. Maybe Mick saving him for the third quarter. Ball just flying freely to Painter. He can't take possession. The desperation out there to get to that ball. Everyone wants a bit of it. And in the end, everybody got a bit. The umpires decided to bounce it. Big Michael Parsons across from centre half forward to contest with Frank Spiel. Spiel drives to front. This is Parsons from behind, gets it towards Klomp. Derrington gets in there and takes the ball away. Here's the big fellow. Parsons again. Craig. Klomp tapping it off the ground towards Antrobus and Jarman. Antrobus picks it up and there's that natural left-hand handball. Another handball then by Parsons to Darren Jarman. Reid accelerates at the ball. That's a great handball too as he gives it away. Then the handball from Underwood, I think it was, to throw it out to Craig. Sturt coming across to the grandstand side. Martin's over on this side. It looks as though he's changed to his flanks. Great pick up by Martin. He's caught. Wild handball. Matthew Campbell now recovering for North Adelaide. He goes into the half-forward line. And he can't believe it. He's curved it out of bounds on the full, into the wind.
Well, these conditions are very tough indeed. Very tough. And you've still got to give it to these players. Skill-wise, 10 out of 10. Puts it into the centre of the ground. Beautiful move there by Hogarth. The handball wasn't good though. It went to Darren Jarman. David Robertson tried to pirouette. Hogarth got it back. Now Derrington. Here's a chance for Sturt. Can they level the score? The lead is on. Wilmot. He's got it. Oh, that's the play they want. And what a confident man he is now, Wilmot. As we mentioned in the first quarter, this will be his fourth kick. He'd be 50 metres from goal, and we must again add that these conditions very difficult for goal kicking. Beautiful kick, Wilmot. Dead centre. 2 goals. Scores a level here at Football Park. Sturt 4-7, North Adelaide 4-7.
That certainly was a great kick. There was also some great play across the centre. Hogarth made an error in the middle of the ground, but what great recovery. As Peter said before, he's got a lot of pace, the little fellow on the wing. He recovered the ball, a little bit of fighting in the centre for it by Sturt. Saw them get it across to Jim Derrington, I'm sorry. Then Derrington got a great kick forward to Wilmot.
Coming up to 28 minutes here on Sevens Big League. Anzac Eve at Football Park. Darren Jarman to Tiller. North Adelaide like to bounce back very quickly. The siren's gone though. As Klomp tries to take the mark at centre half forward. A great first half of football. Sees Sturt 4-7 on level pegging with North Adelaide, also 4-7. The start of the third quarter here at Football Park. It's level pegging. 4-7 apiece, and it's been a great game of football thus far. Redden, we didn't see a lot of him in the first half. He's on the oval now. Pretty tough work in there as Tiller gets it to Androbus. And the little ant flies away from the pack. Puts it up very high. That's going over the top of Dietrich. McCarthy. Oh, he had to take the mark, and he did. Came back on it and took a beauty. Kicks it out wide to right half-back flank. Gee, Redden showed a bit of pace there against Spiel because he's certainly no slow coach. Now, Delina kept that ball in, but he shouldn't have because his opponent, Campbell, picked it up and gave it to Parsons. The rain coming down again, as it has done intermittently during this game. Dietrich, big mark, great judgment. Gee, I don't know whether Roger Cliff was a decoy, but he went up and down about 5 seconds before the ball got there, and the big man himself, Grenville Dietrich, judged it to perfection. This is his third kick. He's kicked a goal. Low trajectory, and he's got it. 2 goals, Grenville Dietrich. As the rain comes down on Football Park, North Adelaide 5-7, Sturt 4-7.
Well, Carl Galena, misreading the game then, has tapped that ball back inside the boundary line on the half-back flank. Runner David Stewart out talking to him now, and the North immediately took advantage of it as they got it across to Michael Parsons. And Tony McCarthy perhaps thought he was going to take another easy mark, but Grenville certainly put paid to those thoughts.
Good start to this quarter. It may well be that that northern end might be favoured slightly by the breeze. Chiller tried to run it out of the middle. The handball not terribly effective. Frank Spill tapped it back for Painter to pick it up, and he's kicked it towards Todd Viney. Great work, Robert Klomp. Gee, did that well. Viney floats one up there towards Wilmot. Viney backs up. Here's a go. Sturt a big chance now. The Viney kick. Oh, didn't quite find Hogarth. Not a great deal wrong with Hogarth's leap at the ball.
Cleared to the centre wing by Wheatley, where there's a stalemate. It was not John Riley, Kim Klomp it is. On the bottom of that pack, the 2 number 7s, Neil Craig with him. Umpire just wiping the ball. Big Michael Parsons from centre half forward. He's there with Spiel. Good body duel. Passes with one hand. Drops it onto his boot towards Robertson. Here's the speedster. Oh, that's great evasion. Derrington can't block it off boot. Gets to half forward. Winter in front. Puts the ball onto his body. A little unfortunate not to be paid as Klomp gets it away to Antrobus. Antrobus kicking towards the boundary line. Dietrich from behind, but McCarthy will take the free kick as it goes out of bounds on the full. 4-7 to 5-7. North in front by 1 goal.
Kick to the outer side of the ground by McCarthy. Sees Reid out there in front of Roger Cliff. Reid runs it over the line, and we'll see a throw in right half forward flank for North Adelaide. It was 3-1 to 3-3 at quarter time, North leading. At half time, 4-7. Both sides level pegging. North got the opening goal in this quarter. They lead by that goal. Reid's handball is long. Sturt run it through Smith now from Underwood. Underwood hasn't had a big evening. It comes out to Hogarth. He was off before acceptances. Tries to run away with it, Michael Hogarth, but he's lost the ball to Tiller. Back it comes to Michael Hogarth. One thing about him, he's got pace, but he's up against a good player in Campbell tonight. A rare error there by Armfield. Comes out the back door, and Clisby goes in. Plenty of players around the ball. They're still fighting for it, but the umpire has decided to bounce it.
Just between half forward and centre wing for Sturt. 1 goal the difference. Redden in the ruck. He hasn't had a lot to do tonight. Spiel bodies him out, gives it to Paul Hogarth. He's got a kick for the right-hand post. He's got no hope there. He's kicked to the goal square, and it's run right across the goal mouth and out of bounds. And I suppose that's one of the things about playing on this ground that you learn over the years, that when you're attacking that southern end, you always attack that right-hand goal post very strongly, particularly when it's as windy as this. Coach Michael Noonan there. Truly warm, but his feet are freezing. Kick forward by Sturt. Tiller taking it across the line for a point. So Sturt move on to 4-8. North 5-7.
Arnold. That kick forward, by the way, from Painter. Darren Jarman is in the centre of the ground. His brother Andrew went off in the first quarter with what seemed to be an arm injury. It may have been ribs or shoulder. There he is now, flanked by chairman of selectors Ray Trenorden, former half-back flanker for the North Adelaide side, as Campbell goes to the centre of the ground. Big chap Parsons fell over as Frost got it out. Armfield went for a kick off the ground. It didn't work. Painter holding the ball. The umpire said Kim Klomp will take the free kick, and off he goes. He gives it to Antrobus. He weaves a thread through those players. Out comes big Grenville. Up goes Grenville. Here's a chance. Darryl Hart off the ground. He missed. Well, That's Wembley stuff. 5-8 North Adelaide, 4-8 Sturt.
Tony McCarthy to bring the ball back into play. The game has started off at a crack-jack pace again in this quarter. After a first quarter of great football and some more pace in the second quarter, things died off a little before half-time, and now 6 minutes into the third quarter, it's still a great contest. Mick Redden for North Adelaide, just knocking it out. Derrington's there with Antrobus, two rovers struggling for the ball, man on man. That's what a good game of football is all about. That's what this game has been all about tonight. It's been very closely fought indeed. Only a couple of players been able to get away on the odd occasion. Matthew Campbell had a great second quarter. Sturt just knocking the ball forward. Opportunity for Campbell. Antrobus. He's caught holding the ball. So Jim Derrington will take the free kick from half-back for Sturt. Jim Derrington's 7th kick. Played a good game nevertheless tonight. Ball holding up in the breeze. Balled away by Redden, finds a bit of space in front of Campbell. She's read the ball well all night. High in the air, Dietrich from behind, tries to mark, recovers himself onto the left boot. But I think he tried to kick it a little bit too soon, and he was off balance. He outpaced himself, the big fellow, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
He has showed us tonight his great recovery, though, when he doesn't take a mark. He's on the ball very quickly. Redden appeared to push Spiel in the back then, not seen by the umpire. Painter now starting to play much better. Riley in front. All met heavily there by Smith. Smith has put Riley down as Campbell comes in again. Dietrich in the middle of the pack, over the top, Antrobus. Hit the post. 1 point. And John Riley is on his feet now. North Adelaide 5-9, Sturt 4-8.
Yes, I think John Riley just winded. There's a good front-on collision between two players, both very vigorously going for the ball. Spill from behind, very good stretch, but he can't take the mark. Derrington gets it off hands. He gets it up towards the centre of the ground. Carl Delina coming in. Viney's there. And it's gone over the boundary line and out of bounds. And there'll be a throw-in on centre wing on the outer side. Redden running to the half-back line as Parsons and Spiel go for the knock. Smith again, gives it away to Painter. He can go Sturt through Underwood over the half-forward line. North Adelaide player well up the ground. There's John Riley, perhaps still recovering. Viney's kick's not good. Gets it in towards Martin. Players running past it. Clomp hits it across the ground, and Tiller rebounds for North Adelaide to centre wing.
Oh, great mark out there, Campbell. Be high in North best players. Just the attack side of centre wing. It's at 18 kicks. Marvellous performance. Dietrich! Oh, he used the stomach then. He just bounced it out a little bit, and McCarthy went forward. Do you think he's not in form, Big Grenville?
What about that concentration on his face, though, Peter? He's just got a different look about him, hasn't he?
Oh, he has, Robert. Yes, he certainly means business. This is his 5th kick. It's kick 2. It's a fair way out, 45, 50 metres. Won't kick a goal with that one. Cliff went up very high. A point to Grenville Dietrich. North Adelaide 5-10, Sturt 4-8 on 7's big lead.
It was a good strong kick then by Dietrich. Low and strong. 2 goals to his kick now. As Frost brings it in for Sturt. He comes to the grandstand side. We already see Arnold kick one out of bounds before being touched. Now an opportunity for the Blues to go into the centre of the ground through Kavanagh, who's back on. Smith now has his leg held. And Smith is down. And it's his free kick. Hogarth wanted to take it for him. That's Paul Hogarth. But Smith's up. Magnificent kick, though, into this very strong breeze, into half forward. No one able to mark it. Viney recovers first. Round his body, kicks in towards Wilmot. Wilmot shepherds out Arnold. Well backed up, though, by Michael Armfield. And he just forces the ball through for Sturt. They are now 4 goals 9, trailing North Adelaide by 7 points. They're 5-10.
Very low-scoring game as Arnold gives it to Hart. Just a quick spurt by either side could put paid to the others' chances this evening. Frost out in front of Parsons. Oh, he had it, then he dropped it. Big chap tackle. Didn't have it. Derrington. It's got Craig and also Smith, but Derrington will go short. Interception by Darren Jarman. He dummies around Derrington. Puts up a high ball. Antrobus from behind. The little chap couldn't mark the ball, but what recovery he's got. Lost it though on that occasion. Kavanagh trying hard, pushing the ball out, and here goes Craig. Craig switches tack, comes out towards Hogarth. Big Grenville intercepted though. David Robertson went before he had the ball. Geez, magic the way he gets around players. Big Grenville. Darren Jarman. Great work, Grenville Dietrich. Darren Jarman doesn't let him down. His first goal from his 8th kick. North Adelaide 6-10, Sturt 4-9.
That certainly was very fine work by Grenville Dietrich. But it's Darren Jarman who's gone into the centre of the ground to replace his brother Andrew, and he's played very well indeed. His second quarter was excellent. He had a lot of touches, particularly back into the half-back line where he dropped back. And then we just saw the great skill of Jarman. He seems to be a little bit smoother than his brother. He just sort of hung the ball out just the slightest amount, then just drifted past straight at the goal. And that's a magnificent goal and a very handy one because it opens up a bit of a break now for North Adelaide.
12 minutes into this third quarter now. 6-10 to 4-9. The difference is 13 points. Redden goes for the smash. Through comes Frost. Gets a kick away. Todd Viney's take was brilliant. Got the handball out now. Delina, left boot. Wilmot. Gee, that Arnold's a quick play. He was right on Wilmot then. Got around that player pretty well. Came out now to Hart. He left foots it away. Riley's low to the ground and he takes a good mark. Now Hart. In fact, Armfield was the player that kicked it before. Klomp got it over the top. Matt Campbell again. He's had a freakish night. Kicks it up there towards half forward. Clift in front. Good smash away Reed. Craig. Sturt trying to come away with it now through Winter. Craig again. He's played a fine game for the Blues. Oh, Underwood missed it. There's nothing wrong with the handball. Bodies all over the ball. Big Frank Spiel gets it out. That's a high tackle. And Sturt will take a free kick.
Boy, oh boy, is this a quick game. Sturt are really rallied. They want to get back into it. But North, just a little calmer at the moment. The skills are good. Kick off the edge of the ground as Delina, off the edge of the foot rather, as Delina goes across the ground. Hogarth into full forward. Wilmot in front. Willie backing up. Kicks across the ground. Over Underwood's head to Spiel. Spiel with a left footer. You don't see that very often. Well, I'm sure it was meant to go there. And it's kicked off the ground and out of bounds between half forward and the forward pocket for Sturt. North are 6-10, Sturt are 4-9. This is a fine game of football. It's not too fine a night. The rain's pouring down. A lot of congestion. Riley it is on the ground. The free kick is going to be paid there to North Adelaide, and that free kick to Michael Armfield.
Bit of a soft free kick that one. I think he paid it to get rid of the pack. 5th kick Armfield. The rain is certainly coming down here at the park. Over that pack of players. Derrington leads in the race. He knows he'll be tackled as soon as he picks it up. That's what happened. And there'll be a throw in, attack side of centre wing on the outer side of the ground for North Adelaide. Good crowd in here tonight. Painter, quick dribble away. Down went Tiller. Hart plays for the free kick and gets it. All you have to do is win the free kicks. 13 kicks to Darryl Hart, a North Adelaide player down. Pack of players there as Reed takes the mark. 2 North Adelaide trainers out there attending that player. Gee, the wind certainly did a lot to that ball again. The Craig handball not too good. Kavanagh gets a kick away. Parsons is the player down. There's a push in the back. That will go to Hogarth against Robertson.
Tony Andrews in the motion there. He's just kicked it up into the grandstand. Not happy. He certainly slowed the game down. Michael Parsons. There's a lot of puffing going on there. Seems as though he's got a petrol leak on the left leg. Into half forward by Hogarth. Spiel, Klomp. Hart for North Adelaide. Klomp again. Bounced by the umpire. What a game it's been. 2 very fine sides. North Adelaide just showing that little bit of calm. That ability to score when they're into attack. Fine knock to Martin. He only kicks it into the man. Here's Painter. Hogarth, Michael Hogarth. Arnold, Wilmot, Viney and Riley. Oh, great defence, Riley. Great defence. Like that was an opportunity for a player of Viney's pace and acceleration to really burst away then but the North Adelaide champion was right alongside of him. 2 goals the difference. North 6-10, Sturt 4-10 on Sevens Big League.
Great work by Wilmot also to set it up for Viney. Parsons coming off now. He will be replaced by Carlaw. North Adelaide trying to run it down that outer side. Clisby, he'll be beaten to the ball by Smith, who gave it away. Clisby's right on him. The rain pelting down here at Football Park. Smith not too happy with the treatment. He had to go at Hart. And that rain, she is really coming down.
Great thing about the Oval, of course, Peter, we've had 3 games today and you wouldn't even know anyone's played on there.
Yes, good point, Robert. It's magnificent. All it is slippery. It's not muddy, slushy or anything, just slippery. Clog got it out towards Hart. Campbell again. Clisby, that ball very slippery. Clisby got around the tackle. Kicks long. Poynton's there. Oh, Grenville went up so early. He gave a free kick away. He's not happy. I'll tell you what. He must have gone up 5 seconds before it got there, Robert.
How could that happen to me, he says. Kick out of defence by Tony McCarthy. Goes to half-back. Spoiled away by Clift. Derrington rode very well this quarter. He just handballed it back into play and it's kicked back again. Players starting to shine now. Body's very wet. Spiel in front. He taps it down. Hart was there, but it's Klopp that intercepts first. Reed on top. Ball just sliding away from players. Roger Carlaw, number 11 there for North Adelaide. He's on the ground as Michael Parsons just having a little breather in the reserves bench. Spiel again. Coming across very quickly, Darryl Hart. So there's no doubt about it that once the ball gets into this pocket out here in the northeastern side of the ground, it's very hard to get it out of there, particularly with the number of players around the ball at the moment. Spiel, he's put his hand on a few balls. Sturt haven't always been able to take advantage of them. Clift. Now Sturt have got a chance. John Painter's been held onto. And he'll take the free kick, and he comes towards the member stand side to Jeffrey Martin.
15 kicks, John Painter. Martin now kicks towards centre wing. North Adelaide player and Wieldy in front. All the umpires blowing the whistle too early. He anticipated then. Well, I guess the umpires are entitled to have the odd error. As Wieldy with his 7th kick goes out towards half forward. Tiller tried to run it through, missed the ball. Carlaw. Tiller again, kicking off the ground. David Frost worked hard. The umpire's going to give him a free kick for pushing the back. All he did was jump on the ground. Oh well. These conditions are somewhat oppressive, I must say. David Frost, the former Glenelg player, kicks up towards half back. Redden in front, couldn't mark the ball. Comes out now towards Hart. Robertson. The trip. They pulled a few beauties out in the last couple of minutes. David Robertson. Kick number 12. What a lovely kick it is too. Grenville's behind, then he's in front. Couldn't mark the ball. Poynton put off balance beautifully on the kick. Couldn't quite straighten it up. And he got the point, but he's a danger man. 6-11 North Adelaide, Sturt 4-10.
According to my reckoning, that's 3 points in fact to Michael Poynton. Darryl Smith having a kick in. Long and strong towards Frank Spiel. Redden in front. Painter off hands. Finds a bit of space at centre wing. But Armfield's there first for North Adelaide. He kicks quickly back towards centre half forward. Carlaw coming in from the side. Nice judgment too by the young fellow. He was unable to take the mark. He's a player of considerable promise, Roger Carlaw. Certainly moves very well. We saw him play a very good game early in the season against West Adelaide out at Prospect. Spill from behind. Seems to be a free kick there for a Sturt player, but the umpire says no, not have any more pushes in the back. David Frost tried the fall over trick again. That didn't work. Andrew Winter. He probably thought he was a bit unfortunate. But boy, she's been bottled up in that pocket a bit this quarter. That wind pushing it right away into there. Spiel in front, lays it back, a nice knock too. Winter unable to take possession cleanly. Very slippery ball. And it's out of bounds again. So it's 6-11 to North, 4-10 to Sturt. We've seen a great game of football.
And that lead of 13 points is a lot bigger than it might first seem, because these conditions are getting worse. The rain is just coming down in bucket loads here at Football Park. You can see there the players being pelted by it. It's indicating that the breeze is going to the northern end now. That may to be Sturt's advantage in the last quarter, although it is a swirling sort of a breeze. The ball comes out now, a chance for Kim Klomp. Poynton, as the ball falls short, wheels out of the pack onto the left boot, but it was touched off the boot, and he's only got the point with that. And on Robert's reckoning, that's his 4th point. So North Adelaide now 6-12, Sturt 4-10.
And Tony McCarthy, he's going to kick it in. Smith gives him a lead to the grandstand side, but I don't think Sturt will take a chance by bringing it here. They'll try and keep it bottled up for as long as they can. If they can kick themselves within 2 goals, I'm sure they've got a bit of an opportunity. Painter knocks it out to Underwood. Down the centre of the ground comes Andrew Winter. It's a magnificent kick into that breeze too. You can see it hold up. Hogarth has the ball spoiled away from him by Robertson. The umpire will bounce. So Sturt have made a bit of progress. There's only 2 players forward of centre, 2 position players. Spill making front position, lays it down to Craig. He's had a great game. High in the air, the half-forward flank. Hogarth in front. Martin's been moved up onto the wing and Hogarth into the forward line. It's Michael Hogarth I'm talking of. Opportunity for Sturt. Derrington had to get it away quickly, so quickly that Paul Hogarth couldn't take control. Now Antrobus does. Electrifying pace as he goes into half-forward. And David Frost takes the mark.
Frost at centre half back. Rubbers one out towards Martin. It was an effective kick. Martin takes it over the line. I've said it before, that rain really pelting down here now, making conditions very difficult for the players. The difference is 14 points in the Roosters' favour. We're past 20 minutes now in this 3rd quarter. As Riley, it comes back now to Antrobus. He really is a fine player. It's a better kick back towards centre half forward. 10 kicks Antrobus. Off hands Campbell. He's covering both sides of the ground. Great handball to Robertson. Dietrich has gone back. Have a look at the Robertson kick. It's fading. Boy, he's kicking the ball as well as anybody in the league at the moment. 6-13 North Adelaide, Sturt 4-10.
Interesting point there, of course, was the pace that Peter Reid made. Any lesser player, and I'm sure that David Robertson would have run all the way as he did in the 1st quarter when he kicked that magnificent goal. Reid over just put enough pressure on to force the kick a little. Still a great kick, I might add. Klopp's out there, he can't take possession. Frank Spool enveloping him. Kloppy looks a bit the worse for wear. I don't know what happened there. He's certainly not acting. I think he's been hit in the head. Up she goes. Clift it is, that taps it down towards Hart, I think it was, who kicks it out of bounds in that dead pocket of the ground. Wind blowing strongly, rain pouring down. Kloppy starting to recover a little. Kim and Robert Klopp had a few words in altercation earlier in the night. I think Sturt are going to be very happy to keep this bottled up in this pocket. It's one of those games which started off very, very quickly and has died a little bit at the moment with the rain and the wind. It's certainly starting to take effect on this ground at Football Park. If you get into that top pocket up there with a strong southwesterly, it's hard to get it out. But that's a great knock back. Klopp's there, takes possession. Darren Jarman, he's up from centre. He's held onto whilst not in possession. Ball slipping and sliding. Antrobus. Now Grenville. Can you? Can McCarthy? No one can. Poynton. Grenville going back after it. Gives it out again to Poynton. Up she goes. Oh, what a great goal. He's missed 3 easy ones. And finally, with his 9th kick, he puts one through the middle. North Adelaide, 7-13. Sturt, 4-10.
And that was a lot of hard work involved in getting that. Certainly Antrobus involved initially, but then it was Big Grenville again, who was on the ground a couple of times, but he recovered. He recovered again. He was giving the ball out. He finally got it back to Poynton, and we mentioned a little while ago that he's a very dangerous half-forward flanker. And into time on now in this 3rd quarter, that was a vital goal, because the lead is now 3 goals, 3, or if you like, 21 points. When you consider that Sturt has only kicked 4-10, namely 34 points, it's a very big lead in terms of percentages.
We're back into the ruck again, the centre of the bound. The ball was being lost for a short time as it went up into the gallery. The first tier here at Football Park, full of people, but not too many braving the rain, and I don't blame them, but I would say there's some 20,000 people here this evening, all under some degree of shelter. Spill to Tiller. Robertson. He's tackled Darren Jarman. He's played a great game since he's gone to the centre. Some of the things he's done have been excellent. Dietrich falls over and attempting a chest mark. Goes through for the behind. North 7-14, Sturt 4-10.
Grenville Dietrich has kicked 2 goals here this evening, but his endeavour has been outstanding. Ian Wilmot too has got 2 goals, and he also has played well for the Blues with perhaps fewer opportunities. Antrobus's third quarter, I think, has been his best, working for the ball at ankle level, earns a free kick. He was the worker. The umpires are always inclined to give those free kicks to the working player in front. So Antrobus now will take up his 12th kick. Puts it up high. Poynton's the man in front again. The tap comes out towards Derrington. Great handball to Painter. Craig provides run. Tiller comes in and looks after Craig. Plump goes down. The umpire says he copped it high. A little bit lucky. But again, those players prepared to dive on the ball. They've got a chance. The umpires are prepared to pay them. Grenville's led to the pocket. He's got a chance with this one. Oh, he nearly had it. Hart dived on it. The handball's there. It's available. Darren Jarman out to Antrobus. Floats one with the right boot. A chance for Poynton. In front. Have a look at the recovery of this man. He'll think about what to do. Onto that left boot. Lovely kick as it comes back, but it won't get the distance. A good mark taken in defence there. Poynton getting to his feet now.
Frank Spiel to relieve for Sturt. He comes to the member stand side into a direct breeze. Klopp's got another one around the ear. It's a very good mark that by Kim Klomp. I wouldn't have thought it was a very good kick by Frank Spiel though. He's running up, he wants to stand the mark. He thinks if he can kick it that badly, we'll see if he can make Klompy do the same. So the tallest man on the mark, Kim Klomp. Kick number 6. A very good kick too. That'll make him very happy. His second goal. North Adelaide are now 8 goals, 14. Sturt 4-10.
Well, the kick from Frank Spiel, I think he chose the wrong way to go. Sturt have been defending to that outer side generally this quarter, and it's been paying off. Now Frank Spiel decided to change that tack. The wind got hold of the breeze. Klomp was the player who read it well, and to take a hat off to Kim Klomp. He's worked very hard since replacing Andrew Jarman in the first quarter.
Spiel remains on the ball. He's up against Redden now. North with all guns out. Ball kicked forward. Frost up there. North Adelaide player Klomp diving on the ground. Carla in there with an opportunity. Bashed away by Martin. Coming across Darren Jarman, and he finds David Robertson on the half-forward line. North Adelaide very cool and confident at the moment. He's a beautiful kick, this man. It's right in the goal square. We'll have to play that for the champ. And the umpire has no hesitation. One feels though perhaps that Sturt might have a bit of an Achilles heel here at full back. It's his 4th mark. He's been put on a very, very difficult angle. The siren is sounding for 3/4 time.
That means he can't play on, of course, Robert. He's got to stick with that angle.
He's got to kick it high in the air, and the wind should curl it in for him. He'll know exactly what to do. And he's done it. So North Adelaide with Grenville Dietrich's 3rd goal going at 3/4 time. 9 goals, 14. Leading Sturt 4 goals, 10. North Adelaide 9-14, Sturt 4-10. Start of the final quarter here at Football Park. Great third quarter by North Adelaide. They put themselves 34 points in front with a 5-goal, 7-quarter. Even though they were kicking with a fairly strong breeze, they certainly played it very, very well indeed. The game's been held up a lot in the forward pocket, up on the northern end of the ground, but the rain has stopped now. Redden just tapping it over the top. They're kicking in danger there. The umpire awarding a free kick to North Adelaide, and that free kick will be taken by Darryl Hart. He handballs it away quickly. Kicked away from the half-back line by Armfield. Winter. Hart. High in the air to half-forward. You can see the wind really bringing that straight down. Winter spoils away from behind. Viney takes possession. He's played on half-forward all night. It's one of his few runs on the ball, and he kicks it out of bounds in front of the member stand for the first minute of the last quarter.
Well, the Blues are certainly going to need to do plenty They're only half of North Adelaide's score presently, 34-68. Painter, who got a lot of kicks in defence in that third quarter, is where the ball was. Delina, he's been a useful player. Martin runs through half forward. Gee, that's a lovely looking kick. Great start to Sturt. That's his first goal from his sixth kick. Sturt 5-10. North Adelaide 9-14 on Sevens big lead.
Sturt's last quarter game in the last few matches has been absolutely excellent. They've played some very good football in the last quarter. North Adelaide will be ever mindful of this. And of course, Jeffrey Martin, he's been playing in the forward pocket. He's been shifted up onto the centre wing. And that was a great receive that he took then for some good team play. And he's certainly given Sturt a good start.
Spiel and Redden. Redden got his left hand to that ball. Smith was the player that, no, in fact, it was Derrington who got it. John Riley boots clear for North Adelaide. Matthew Campbell, certainly the biggest kick winner on the ground, comes through now. That's his 21st kick, in fact. Grenville's out of the blocks. The big chap couldn't mark it. Antrobus, very slick. He was pushed. Holding the ball. Well,
the umpire must have decided, Peter, he tried to break the tackles and he had adequate opportunity to get rid of it.
Yes, good comment, Robert. He did have the ball for a while before the tackle. Could be a crucial free kick, though, because Sturt have got the ball back now, up past half-back, or centre wing, but it's Robertson who stops them. Klomp gave it back to the running Robertson. He's been a star. Now Darryl Hart. Hart tries to get around Reed. He managed to do that. Grenville on the lead. Oh, great lead and a good mark. Oh, he's just too powerful. He's a massive man, Grenville Dietrich. Put him in front, you will not move him.
This is a tough kick, Peter. This is the one we've been talking about with that wind. It seems to blow right into your face here.
You're right, Robert. It's his 7th kick. I imagine he will keep it low or try to. He has. Oh, superb goal kicking, Grenville Dietrich. He knows all about that position. 4 goals from the big champion. 10-14 North Adelaide, 5-10 Sturt.
That certainly was a magnificent kick. Great mark by Dietrich as he went out and put himself in front and made the best use possible of his bulk and also his speed, I might add. And then when he got there, he's punched the kick into a very, very strong breeze. That is a great goal.
Well, goal for goal now. Can Sturt get up with more goals? We're 3 minutes into this last quarter. Clisby trying hard. The ball comes out from I. Kick further afield. A chance for Matthew Campbell again. He's just got too much pace and he's reading the ball brilliantly this evening. Antrobus used the body. Couldn't take the mark. Poynton, very clever. The handball was just stifled at the last moment. North have never beaten Sturt at Football Park, which is an amazing statistic, but in fact a true one. We're at right half forward flank now for North Adelaide, as Roger Cliff comes in to take the ruck work. Antrobus loves that left-hand handball. Darren Jarman, a bonus for the Roosters in the centre of the ground. Poynton in the pocket. The punch away comes from Kavanagh, and it'll be thrown in that position.
Once again, we see whilst in defence at the moment, Sturt have got Frank Spiel back at the centre of the ground on Mick Redden. Normally, the ruckman will run back, but he's playing man for man, so Sturt are prepared to play man for man over the ground and take their chances. Derrington now. He gets a long handball out towards Craig. He's in the hot seat. He's thrown out of the road by Darren Jarman. Klomp kicks a wild run forward. David Foster's there, kicking off the ground and running around the boundary line. He's chasing the boundary umpire. Finally, it's Darryl Hart. Back in towards Klomp. Tim Klomp it is. 50 metres from goal. His 8th kick. He's already kicked 1 goal. In fact, 2 goals, but 1 goal in the third quarter was a delightful goal. A very important one. It was North Adelaide's 8. He took advantage of a kick out, but wasn't much further out than this. This one, though, is cutting across the goal face. Oh, what a mark. What a man. He's been prepared to work to get himself back into league football. And he is working. Grenville Dietrich. Great kick through the centre. 5 goals for the big fellow. North Adelaide 11-14. Sturt 5-10.
I tell you what, That is vintage full forward work from the big chap. On a lead, takes the chest marks, kicks the goals. He's pulling them from over the top like that. Great mark. He's handing them out. He's doing it all, and you can see why he's booted 11 in his last 2 weeks. He's taken 6 marks, 6 big marks in fact, and I'd say his 5 goals this evening equally as good as his 11 goals on dry grounds in the last 2 weeks.
So Spielman again with Redden. So Redden lays it down. Well done, Hart, as he gets it out to Tiller. Tiller forward, and Andrew Winters there, reading that quick kick. Craig leads for him. Kick just floating a little, perhaps not carrying the power that would have liked. Martin gets it on to Craig, and out of bounds on the outer side of the ground. So Sturt will really have to produce something now. They played great footy in the early part of the game. Michael Noonan still looking a little concerned. Well, he might. But he should be fairly happy inside. Redden knocks it back. Well taken though by Sturt as Viney gets it across to Craig. Craig to Smith. Smith to the half-forward line. The ball flies off hands there from Wildy. Stephen Riley knocks it to John Riley. Oh, he's just cunning as a fox. Just runs it out of bounds quietly. No panic there from the champion halfback flanker. Great crowd here today on Anzac Day for the second game in this doubleheader. Redden certainly lifted himself in this last quarter. Umpire's going to give a free kick to him. No, he's not. He's going to give it to Darryl Hart.
You mentioned as cunning as a fox, Robert. It's a man that's just released a book called As Dumb as a Fox. Big Jacko, he's going to be on World of Sport on Sunday. And we'll certainly be interested to see what he has, or to hear what he has to say. Hart. Kick smothered. Darrington very slick, but the handball didn't work. These defenders for North Adelaide doing well. Hart's not scared of working back there. He doesn't mind it at all, getting back there and working hard. 20 kicks, Darryl Hart. A good performance in these conditions, and he's worked hard though. The ruck throw in sees John Riley put the handball out. Comes further afield now, Wildy. Robertson to Tiller. Tiller's kick high, went through 2 or 3 players. Now Kavanagh taps it towards the line. It's there now, and we'll see a throw in just the attack side of centre wing. 8.5 minutes into this last quarter. Sturt will need to be a very good side to get back into it. Spiel with the roundhouse right. Players on the ground, and the umpire will bounce it. Just the attack side of centre wing for North Adelaide.
Just to show what a great job that John Riley does. We've seen him do some terrific tackles tonight. We don't have a statistic on that, but he's had 11 handballs and only 3 kicks. I reckon those 11 handballs have all been the result of some very good takes and little gives that have set North Adelaide in motion through the centre of the ground. Free kick on the outer side. Roger Cliff. High in the air. Grenville's in front. Sturt finally spoil one away from him. Opportunity from Hart. He saw the space in front of the goal. Pointing, getting back there. Takes hold of the ball. Kavanagh not too keen to give him even the slightest bit of room. And a player running on. It's his 6th kick, Michael Poynton.
Bit of a stoush there, Robert, with Carlaw and Frost initially. Tony Antrobus got involved. The umpires jumped in as well. It would be a bit silly to upset the umpire at this late stage.
Last time the umpire jumped in, I do recollect he jumped out fairly quickly. The player got into a bit of strife. No need for North players to get upset here. They're playing very well at the moment. They're going to keep their cool and get right on with the job. Michael Poynton into a strong breeze. Grenville kicked it. Just shows you how good that kick Dietrich's was earlier. As this one carries across the front and out of bounds. And Peter, people just don't realise how tough that kick is. Dietrich would have been another 10 metres out and kicked a goal from out there. A fantastic kick it was.
It really was, Robert, and he's certainly staking his claim for an evening against Victoria on March 13. He really is. Carlaw fighting hard at the bottom of the pack. Darren Jarman boots it off the ground. Or Hart got through there miraculously. McCarthy's claimed the kick. It appeared to be touched off the boot, but not so, says the umpire. McCarthy's going to bring it down the centre of the ground. Oh, not clever. Taken beautifully away from Tiller by Smith, though, and then again an equally good tackle by Hart. Sees Armfield pick it up. He'll go short. Player out there will take the mark is Kim Klopp. And a North Adelaide player down at centre half forward, but he's getting to his feet now. Darren Jarman, I think. Hart, in fact. Kim Klomp. Now that's what happens to a kick that you let fly off the boot. Comes straight back at you. Hart at centre half forward. Tries to hook it around. Pointing again. No, Clift in fact. He hit the post before he got beat to the ball. So we see another point. Sturt 5-10, North Adelaide 11-15, and Daryl Hart is limping.
He might limp too. He's worked very hard. Should feel a little bit sore at this stage. David Frost. He's been shifted back onto Grenville Dietrich. The ball taken on the outside by, looks like Paul Hogarth. He's back on the ground. He's looking under our guard. Another player coming off here as David Walk comes back on, and that's Andrew Underwood. He's had a very quiet night tonight. David Robertson coming into attack for North Adelaide. He punches it low and hard into the pocket, and it skids out of bounds. It's the 15th kick then to David Robertson. They've had a very good centre line. Matthew Campbell, he's had a stack of kicks, 22 and 6 handballs. So together with Darren Jarman with 11 kicks and 11 handballs in the centre, that gives them plenty of opportunities up forward. Ball over the back. Here's Darren Jarman. Just get the ball around his body towards Dietrich. Dietrich is strong. McCarthy's too good on this occasion. He kicks it out to half back. It's high in the air. Going over to the centre wing. Tiller coming around the back of the pack. Kicks it off the ground towards Robertson. Smith coming through. He's grabbed when he's not in possession of the ball, and he'll take a free kick.
Just the defence side of centre. Smith puts it up towards Klomp. Clisby doing plenty in there. Also Klomp. Clisby comes away with it. Tiller got the handball from him. Matthew Campbell again punches the ball to half forward, and was well kicked. Carlaw couldn't quite control it. He wants holding the ball, and he's going to get it. Frost a little bit unlucky. He didn't have it in the first instance, but he had it later. Carlaw. He'll aim for big Grenville, but won't get that far. It did, in fact. Poynton tries to run it through. In goes Antrobus, where Angels fear to tread. Hogarth, that is Paul Hogarth, got the kick away to David Frost. Campbell again is under that ball, and his ability to read it has been miraculous. Tiller. Antrobus. Wasn't a bad spoil there by the Sturt player. I think would have been the other Hogarth, or Delina, one of the two. Hogarth, in fact, it was Andrew Winter. Third time lucky. Sturt a 5-10, North 11-15. The bounce is at centre half forward. Cliff. Hart was clean bowled. Klomp dived on the ball, and the umpire will bounce it.
There's been a little talk of earlier, you mentioned, Pete, about players diving on top of the ball. I think if you take the chance and dive on top of it and cut a player's feet from underneath him that's coming in and you get a free from the back, I think that's a bit unfair. In some respects, it's almost like a trip. Spiel knocks it away to Antrobus. He gets a kick somehow or other. Klomp. Painter, he's been very quiet since half-time. Still did some good work, I might add, but quiet for Painter. Reid to half forward. Viney, he also hasn't been in it. Of course, he's been on the champion, John Riley. He kicks high in the air. Ball spoiled away from Walk. Smith coming across the front of the pack. And a free kick would be paid to Darryl Smith for holding the man. Between centre and centre half forward. He's coming in for his 15th kick. I think his first half was certainly better than his second. He started off at a great rate of knots. He had 10 kicks in the first half. Craig giving him a lead up to half forward. Derrington's weighted back. The Sturt have got an opportunity. They've got plenty of players up here. So what can happen up forward? Wilmot on a lead. Very good lead too. And well delivered. It's the second time that Jim Derrington's found Ian Wilmot. Both occasions at this end of the ground. 5th kick now for Ian Wilmot. He's got the wind right behind him. David Robertson could do it from out here. Can Ian Wilmot from the set kick. Robertson on the run. He can't. He's veered off and it's gone off the edge of his boot. Coming across and taking the mark, David Robertson.
Well, it's been a great centre line. They haven't only just attacked, they've defended well. The Painter kick was smothered. Darren Jarman now back on the ball, but Painter maintains it. He nearly was disposed of by Robertson then, but the umpire is going to find a free kick, and it will in fact go to Painter. Perhaps he saw what I think I saw. Painter's kick to centre half forward. Klomp, Smith, Kim Klomp now for North Adelaide. Through goes Clisby, he was held. Delina now, fell over. Craig comes in. Had a great first half. Through goes Antrobus. Lightning fast Antrobus. Matthew Campbell similarly quick. The lead is on in the pocket. Roger Cliff. All he had to do was just bend over and let the ball just come in as easy as you like. And you've got players like Antrobus, Robertson, Campbell running down the field. Gee. The Cliff kick. Dietrich. Oh, he's got it! Matter of fact, he took it. The ball came out of his hands, hit the Sturt player on the back, bounced back to Grenville. So technically, not a mark. The umpire didn't pick it up. And Grenville may here equal the record. His own record, in fact, set in 1983 for goals kicked against Sturt at Football Park. There it is. From his ninth kick, his sixth goal, North Adelaide 12-15, Sturt 5-10.
Well, Grenville Dietrich has certainly been a great player for North Adelaide, and that's his ability to reflex the ball too, I might add. The fact that he lost it a little bit, it did bounce off the player's back. He was able to get it back as quick as a flash. And of course, that's his 7th mark tonight. And that's a pretty good effort in these conditions. Not easy to mark with no one standing you overhead, let alone with someone pushing up against you. So Grenville Dietrich pressing for a berth in that state team.
12-15, North Adelaide, Sturt 5-10. Hart, again, no, Darren Jarman, in fact it was. Got the ball out quickly now, Smith. Been a big kick winner for the Blues, kicks it up towards half forward, that's his 15th kick, Smith. That's a good effort at centre half forward from David I. Maybe too far out to score for the Blues, but gee, they've had a real drought since half time. Only kicked 1 goal 3 since the big break. David I's 3rd kick gave the ball plenty of height. Arnold, Wilmot, off hands, dribbles through for a point. Sturt now 5-11 to North 12-15.
Paul Arnold it is to bring the ball in. He kicks to the outer side of the ground. High in the air, David Robertson. They've been on top across centre, particularly since the quarter-time break. Delena and Hogarth, Michael Hogarth, started off well, but Campbell and Robertson have been absolutely electrifying. John Riley, Antrobus, Klomp. Beautiful handball to Campbell. What a wonderful mover he is. Into the pocket. Reid wasn't sure who was coming to get him or he was going to get the ball, because that ball certainly stopped very suddenly. He thought it was going to go well over his head and he didn't drop back. He thought the players coming out were in the best position and he could have almost completed the mark himself. So it'll be Reid and Cliff to go for this. 27 shots for North Adelaide. They've been good. Ball goes over the back. Winter receives the handball and clears to the centre of the ground. Viney's there with Riley. Walk comes in, puts his body over the ball and taps it out towards Klomp. Overrun by Viney. Coming in quickly out there, David Robertson dropping that half-back line to lend a bit of assistance, then recovers on quickly. Like, gee, he's worked hard. So it's out of bounds on centre wing. North at 12-15, Sturt 5-11.
Yes, Michael Noonan would certainly be happy at the work rate. Robert just mentioned it. North Adelaide's work rate higher than Sturt's in their second half in particular. They went to the half-time break level, but in the second half, North have really worked, and last 10 minutes of that third quarter was productive for them. They've gone on with it. They were 9-14 at the break. They're now 12-15, so they've kicked 3 against the breeze. Sturt have only kicked 1 with it. Craig intercepted the movement, pushes it back with the right boot. Riley under the ball, couldn't mark it. Chance now for them as it comes to Hogarth. That is Paul Hogarth. Short kick. Well done, Arnold. Punched the ball away from Wilmot. David I's got another chance. Comes back onto his left boot. Uses the handball to Delena. Great interception by Armfield. He gave it to Antrobus. Antrobus to Arnold. The running player again, Campbell. Gee, he's read the ball brilliantly tonight. Puts it out wide again towards Tiller. Tiller will try to keep it in. Gets around Smith as though he was not there. The umpire said it was out. Tiller puts up the glasses and says, I think you need a pair. And he finally surrenders the ball to the umpire.
12-15 to North, 5-11 to Sturt. Spiel and Cliff. Spiel just lays it back to Reid. He goes for Craig. Jarman intercepts very well. Oh, that was magnificent. Bit of team play. Tiller into the square. McCarthy can't complete the mark, but he recovers the ball. Back to centre half back. Matthew Campbell. He has done everything. Ooh, Darren Jarman's had slips. Perhaps should have gone for a body mark. Evades, finds Redden. Redden comes across and Campbell's there again. He can't take it. They love taking it in their hands. At the moment it's missing it in their hands. Stephen Riley. Roger Carlaw has been shifted to centre-half forward. He would be the tallest centre-half forward you've seen, but not a bad night for a short man to be at centre-half forward. The dominance of this centre line of North Adelaide's been astronomical. Campbell's had something like 27 kicks and 7 handballs. Robertson 17 and 10. Jarman 13 and 11, making something like 57 kicks and 28 handballs. And that's certainly been the influencing factor in this game this evening. Ball's at centre-half forward for the Blues.
Comes out to David Robertson, nearly had his head taken off. In goes John Riley. Out comes Todd Viney without the ball. John Riley, oh, he copped one right in the middle of the forehead, and he is in a little bit of trouble. The umpire has decided to separate players and have a bounce. Oh, that one hurt. On a cold night, you get a whack right there, and you see stars amongst other things. Klomp. Through goes Kim Klomp. Wieldy it was, who got the kick away. Now Darren Jarman. He might have to hook that one back to Tiller because no one else was there. Tiller wanted to punch it on, but that wouldn't have been productive even if it worked because there are only Sturt players there. So it'll be a bounce down centre wing. 5-11 to 12-15. And a good performance by North Adelaide, and a very good one in fact. Probably we assume North is going to win. It will be North's first victory against Sturt at Football Park if it happens. For premiership points, that is. Paul Hogarth kicks up to centre-half forward. Through goes Painter. Haven't seen him in the forward lines a great deal this evening. Plenty of body work in there. John Riley's involved. Plenty of Sturt players. Todd Viney's at the bottom there. The umpire will have to bounce it.
Stephen Riley getting up very slowly. So it's 9 matches they've had here at Football Park. This looks like being North Adelaide's first victory. In fact, I'm certain it will be. They've played very well. Painter takes the ball, and Arnold, the captain of defence, right there in the back line. At full-back, he's a very talented footballer. He goes across into the pocket. Stephen Riley. Handballs at the Tiller. Tiller over the top. Darren Jarman. And where's that evasive ability? That's beautiful. That's Gallagher stuff. We saw him win a couple of premierships for the Redlegs. Maybe North have got a player tending towards that sort of capacity, Peter. I think that Darren Jarman is a very talented young man.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, Robert. And you discussed the man with Mike Noonan, who would know more about him than perhaps anyone in terms of his football ability. He agrees. Painter, Darrington, passed off pretty well then. The player that's got it is Martin. Darren Jarman is stopping him from having his kick presently. This is Martin's 7th. Arnold's in front. Got a bit of a push, but not sufficient. Viney with the left foot. Kick is short. The handball comes from Wieldy to Antrobus. And North Adelaide play this defensive role superbly. Tiller, Smith. In fact, Robertson. Played superb football, David Robertson. Kicks it up past centre wing. Craig takes it on the chest as easy as you like. The handball is on to Painter. We're coming up on time on now in this last quarter. When vintage football by North in this second half. Todd Viney, power plus, passes off, and that's well done, Todd Viney. And he gave it to Paul Hogarth, who is a powerful little player by the look of it, and I've been impressed with him too. Since coming onto the field, he's picked up 10 kicks. He's had a couple of shots for goals, and he's certainly not afraid of working. His work rate's been good. He's run into the open spaces. He's fought for the ball at ground level. And he's been better than quite a few of his colleagues. No, he's pushed it off just to the right. Hogarth got another point. North 12-15, Sturt 5-12. David
Wieldy kicking over the top to Arnold. Well, that's a great judgment too. Oops, he's tackled a bit high by Viney, but he plays on. A little bit slow as his arm hurled. That could have been holding the ball then. He had the opportunity. John Riley just tried to fiddle out a little kick towards David Tiller, but Sturt recovered to Darrington. Carl Delina, high in the air. Plenty of height up there for North Adelaide. Wieldy there. And Stephen Riley sees it run across the boundary line. So Sturt have tried everything. They put Craig on the ball. They've had Painter running back into defence. They've changed their wingman. They've put Jeffrey Martin up there. And this is one of the few occasions then that we've seen John Painter up in that forward line, and he gets his boot to the ball and kicks a goal with his 10th kick. Sturt 6-12, North 12-15.
He's played a lot of his football this evening in defence, and he burst through the pack then, and that was a fine goal from John Painter. He's worked hard, as I'd say all Sturt players have. It's just that North Adelaide's skill and ability to read the ball, move it to advantage, has just worn Sturt down in their final analysis.
Spiel and Redden yet again. Oh, it's a great knock by Redden to Darren Jarman. Goes onto the left leg, straight towards the goal, clipped high in the air. He's well on it. Antimus coming out ahead of Winter. Winter's right with him. Antimus carrying the ball on the back of his neck. He's not holding the ball, Peter.
That was holding the man, that one.
That's for sure. Tony Antimus certainly hurt this kick. He's 15. He's had 11 handballs as well. It's a lot of touches. Not a bad kick into that breeze either. Dietrich from behind, up he goes. Interfered with by Clift. Might have marked that if he hadn't been. Winter out towards Martin. That's out of bounds on the half-back flank for Sturt. North at 12-15. Sturt at 6-12. And North have been far too good since half-time.
They've had some top players, not one passenger. Dietrich 6 goals, Kim Comp 2, Darren Jarman, David Robertson, Michael Poynton and Roger Clift with 1 each. For Sturt, Jeff Martin with 2, Ian Wilmot with 2, Viney and Painter with 1 each. Comes out now to Antimus, nowhere to go, and the umpire said it's got to be holding the ball. The siren goes. Sturt not disgraced. North is a very good side. They ran out victors, 12-15 to the Blues, 6-12.